In March 1982, a large alien spacecraft comes to Earth, hovering motionless above Johannesburg, South Africa. After 3 months without any contact, the humans decide to take an initiative and cut their way into the ship. Once they enter, they discover 1 million or so aliens, all in a terrible state of malnourishment and sickness. They are later assessed as apparently being all workers, with their leadership mysteriously missing. One theory suggests that the entire leadership had been wiped out by a disease that had spread through the ship. The creatures were housed in a temporary government camp which, through overcrowding and militarization, eventually turned into a slum. This slum was known as District 9. 28 years after the aliens' first arrival. Patience over the alien situation had run out after the first few years, so control over them was contracted out to Multinational United, MNU, a private company uninterested in the aliens' welfare. MNU stands to receive tremendous profits if they can make the aliens' advanced weaponry work with humans. The company, thus far, has failed in making the extraterrestrial weaponry work, because activation of the weaponry requires the presence of alien DNA in the genetic structure of the user. An MNU field operative, Wikus van der Merwe, is set with a task to move 1.8 million aliens to a new District 10 camp located some 200 kilometers from Johannesburg, with the help from private security forces working for MNU for protection and force. Tension between the aliens and the humans comes to a head when Wikus, after handling an alien device, begins changing into one of the aliens after the device sprays a burst of a dark liquid on his face. A rapid transformation begins to occur, and shortly after exposure to the black liquid, Wikus's left arm mutates into a claw exactly like that of a prawn. A derogatory name for the aliens. Wikus is taken into custody and a series of tests and experiments are performed on him, such as seeing if he could make alien weaponry function, and its effects on various targets. These tests reveal that he is capable of operating alien technology since he now has alien DNA. The scientists discover that his DNA is currently in balance with the alien DNA, which is gradually taking over. It is concluded that they should harvest his body for biological material at this critical point, to have the greatest chance of replicating his ability to use alien technology in other humans later. However, during an attempted vivisection, Wikus escapes after overpowering his captors and flees from MNU. While on the run from MNU, Wikus is forced to seek refuge inside of District 9 by hiding inside of a rundown shack. The next morning, the effects of the transformation are more evident because Wikus now has an urge to eat cat food. After eating the cat food, Wikus begins to realize exactly what is happening to him, and decides that the only thing he can do is cut off the alien arm. After only chopping off the thumb, he decides that it isn't worth it. He then gets a call from his wife, who is being monitored by MNU. After the discovery of his location, Wikus has to lay low again. He inadvertently hides in the shack that belongs to an alien known as Christopher Johnson, who is the same alien who created the alien device that infected Wikus. The device contains fuel that Christopher scavenged from spacecraft parts scattered around District 9. Although initially hostile towards Wikus, refusing to provide him sanctuary, Christopher eventually agrees to assist Wikus by reversing the transformation and returning him to normal. Christopher can undo the mutation by getting Wikus aboard the mothership hovering over Johannesburg. To do so requires the contents of the alien device which Wikus had confiscated. Wikus manages to steal some alien weaponry from a Nigerian criminal gang also living in District 9 and, with Christopher's help, they launch an assault on MNU and successfully retrieve the fuel sample required to power up a shuttle and return to the mothership. While there, Christopher discovers that MNU have been experimenting on his people. Wikus and Christopher return to District 9 and Christopher admits the process involved to cure Wikus could take up to 3 years to complete. Due to Christopher wanting to travel to his home world to seek help. Furious, Wikus knocks Christopher unconscious and powers up the ship himself. MNU's hired mercenaries target Wikus and destroy one of the shuttle's engines, causing it to crash land inside District 9. A battle between the mercenaries and a local group of thugs begins to rage. Both groups want to capture Wikus. MNU wants to dissect him to gain an understanding of how to use alien technology. And the Nigerians believe if they eat his alien arm they will gain his power. In the end of the battle, the thugs manage to capture Wikus. At the last second before his arm is chopped off, Christopher's son little CJ gains control of a mechanized battle suit from inside the crashed shuttle and helps free Wikus. Wikus then enters the alien walker battle suit and defends Christopher. Wikus' suit is soon shot by heavy fire, and causes him to fall down. As he is down, he convinces Christopher to return to the shuttle with his son. Before separating, Christopher promises Wikus he will return in 3 years' time to help him. Christopher then boards the shuttle, and activates a tractor beam which brings the shuttle back to the mothership. as the shuttle docks with the mothership. Wickus is shot in the back and the walker suit ejects him from the cockpit after taking critical damage. Wickus drags himself away from the leader of the mercenaries, Cobus Venter, but is quickly caught. Just before the mercenary shoots Wickus, aliens emerge from the surrounding slums and dismember and eat the soldier. The film concludes with another series of interviews and news broadcasts, showing the humans' view on the events that unfolded. An interview with Wickus' wife reveals a small metal rose was left on her doorstep. Wickus strongly believed a gift was worth more if it was made personally. She mentions that her friends have told her that it could not have possibly been Wickus, but she believes that he is out there somewhere. An alien with a bandaged left arm, and a small blue right eye is then seen standing in a junkyard inside District 9 fashioning a small metal rose out of scrap metal, implying that Wickus is indeed alive. His transformation from human to alien is complete, and is still awaiting Christopher's promised return. Now we know that Christopher Johnson is the #1 BS. It's been 13 years, and he's still a no-show. Hopefully, we get to see him come back for Wickus in the near future.